Shalom, this is your one of them at the Men of Valor Camp. I want to give all praises due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders as well. Just wanted to go over something really quickly. So, the Jay-Z album came out last night. And of course, I'll get to my point, of course. So, Jay-Z album came out last night. You know, everybody's anticipating it. They're standing, so to speak, being fanboys, so to speak. But my point in that is that, my album comes out, it's not that bad. Well, actually not bad. It's a pretty good album. It's a pretty honest album. It has a lot of gems in it as far as, financial literacy. It has a lot of gems in it as far as just being honest and, just being yourself and accountability. And my thing about that is there's so many artists prior to Jay-Z that did that. We have, just for instance, I've seen Joe Buttons, I've seen the Lupes, I've seen the conscious people, the people that don't get credit or who aren't as popular, do things like that. But when Jay does it, or even in the sense of, Beyonce, when they do it, it's like oh my God, like I can't believe somebody stood up and said exactly what I was saying. And it's like, no, that's been going on. So I say that to say this. It has me thinking about Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. It says, and this is chapter 13, verse 21. It says, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. So not that Jay-Z's in any financial straits or anything like that. Not that Joe is or whatever the case may be. But Jay has money, and that money has people listening. Where Joe or whoever the other people may be, they don't have that same luxury. And it's like, regardless of who it is truth and wisdom is wisdom, and you should treat it the same. But people esteem it, coming from certain people because they're men worshippers. They're men worshippers. They're respecter of persons. So chapter 22 says, verse 22 says, when a rich man speaketh, when a rich man is falleth, he has many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. So they did the same thing. But if the rich man do something wrong, oh my God, he's a dog, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Poor man do it, oh no, this is unacceptable. We have to get rid of him. We have to, they rebuked him. So they didn't even say nothing to the rich man, but the poor man, they got on him. Same thing that's happening in hip hop. It says he spake wisely and could have no place. So he was speaking wisdom. He was giving them jewels. He was giving them something that they could take with them. And they decided that because he was poor, whether it be purposely or not, that he wasn't worth listening to. They only esteemed the rich man. So this goes to verse 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. So when he speaks, everyone listening. No one was not listening to Jay-Z's album last night. But every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they will say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help overthrow him. So it's just saying. So it's saying that, when a rich man speaks, it will say exalt or extol it, but they think it's the best thing ever, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe he said this, and I can't believe he did this, or I can't believe he gave me that jewel. Like now I'm better off in life. Where poor man was telling you the same thing, but whether it be his delivery, whether it be his parents, whether it be his bank account, you guys rejected it. Same thing with Yahushua. But it said if the poor man speak, they will say, what is this fellow? And if he stumble, they will help overthrow him. So if he fuck up, they're going to make sure that they get him out of here. Rich man fuck up, it's all good. It says, riches are good to him that have no sin. Unto him that have no sin. And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. So riches are good unto him that have no sin. So obviously they have sin. So that's not going to be the case in this scenario. And it says poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. So poverty being so Jay, for instance, I can't help the rich if I'm poor if I'm one of them. Like he doesn't want to be poor, and who blames him? I'm not saying that that's okay to be poor. I don't want to be poor. No one wants to be poor. So let's keep it a buck there. Anyone that says differently, lying. But we are all dealt the cards that we're dealt. So it says, "And poverty is evil." So it's like evil to them, and I'm not referring to Jay in this scenario, but I'm talking about the people and how they perceive things. So it's just talking about poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. Where your watch at, nigga? Where your cars at? Oh man, I don't care what you talking about. You can say all that shit, but you ain't got no money. When if anything, a poor man, you want to listen to him because he has the best life experiences. He'll give you the most wisdom and knowledge because he didn't apply it, so he knows better. But people don't look at things that way. They value riches. It says the heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil, and a merry heart make a cheerful countenance. Okay, so that's not really towards that part, but that's really the point right there. Like with the rich man poor man thing, it's just like if somebody is rich, like what in the world? Like he can do absolutely no wrong. They absolutely have to fuck with him. And when a dude is poor, it's just they just not with it. But when it boils down to it, it's still the same thing. You're still getting the same message, but you don't want to hear it because he's poor, because you're a respecter of persons. The Most High is not a respecter of person, and neither should we be. So I'm just saying that. Don't be a respecter of persons. I do apologize for the light being so dim as far as just being able to see me or the clarity is concerned at this moment. But the point is what the point is. And at the end of the day, we got to stop that shit. Because there's no way that somebody could just work their whole life saying the same thing. And just because somebody else has money, it's all of a sudden gold. Knowledge is knowledge, wisdom is wisdom, truth is truth. We got to accept it as that. But with that, I ain't taking too much more of your time. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Until the next time, Lord willing, shalom.